Breaking news, my wonderful people, compliment of the season from every one of us at Apple Line Media. We sincerely appreciate you for always being there. You are highly treasured and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wike, if you win, if he wins, you will return to square one. Reports emerge on why G5 are scared of Peter Obi. So they have looked at the status quo and they have seen that possibly if Peter Obi becomes president, he will start putting structure in place, because in Nigeria, honestly, sincerely speaking, there are hardly structures in place. He will start putting structure in place so much so that Nigeria will begin to turn, and the loopholes that some people use as an advantage to be where they are to get what they want, will no longer be there. And so, reports that is reaching us right now is that the G5 are scared of Peter Obi. But why? Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Wike, if he wins, you will return. We will return to square one. Report emerges on why G5 are scared of Peter Obi. According to reports, the G5 governors are torn between declaring support for the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and that of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. A source told Vanguard that while one of the governors is making a case for Obi, others argue that he lacks the support base to cover the 36 seats of the Federation, including the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The source stated that the G5 are worried that Peter Obi might find it difficult to pass legislation because he won't enjoy support from majority of the National Assembly. They, however, insisted that Tinubu, on the other hand, has a strong influence on the National Assembly, considering that he is contesting on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. According to the source, those in this camp argue that should he emerge victorious, we will be returning to square one because he will not enjoy the majority of the National Assembly, and thus we will find it difficult to pass legislations required for him to make reforms and change. They will be ready to ensure they block him and to make leadership difficult for him from all angles. They said it is important they consider this aspect before they declare. On the other hand, those among them making the case for Asiwaju are of the view that the party, being the ruling party, has the requisite spread across the country. They also adore that the fact that the candidate so far appears to recognize the disaster that APC represents at the central and could concentrate on using success record in APC as example of what he intends to do when he gets into office would endure him to help Nigerians. The source further said politics is all about negotiation. They are still taking things, looking at the issues, bringing out the strands and trying to make sense of it. One thing they agree on is their determination to ensure that the next president emerges from the southern Nigeria, which is part of the reasons they are against Atiku, who again did not seem to follow the laid-down rule constitution that governs the party. So Atiku used his own hand to shoot himself on the foot. With his own hands. He used his own hands to shoot himself on the foot. Now the G5 governors are caught between Peter Obi and our very own brother Tinubu. They are caught between the two and are wondering, where do we go? What side do we take? And the arguments are that the fact that Tinubu is of the ruling party, he has the support of the National Assembly. Are you not surprised how Buhari keeps getting loans every now and again approved? One will wonder that it's only a madman that sees a disaster approaching and will walk into it and be totally destroyed, knowing fully well that there are no chances. That walking into that disaster is either you get destroyed or you get destroyed, yet he plunges his head on in. Is that not somebody who has suicide in heart or at heart, as the case may be? Exactly. So they know fully well that, for instance, Peter Obi may have some reforms he wants to bring to Nigeria to make the place a better country for everyone to enjoy. Again, they are making a consideration that the National Assembly may be stiff towards him in order to frustrate him and to prove to Nigerians that he cannot be a leader. Because there are many things that play here, I can assure you. It's not just you becoming the president. Yes, that's one step, but it's not all the steps. You becoming the president, remember that there are tiers of leadership. The judiciary is there. The National Assembly is there. The Senate is there. So that the president does not become almighty. If you get what I mean, in quotes and unquote. So that does not wake up one morning and tell everybody that any woman that wears trousers must be stoned to death. No, it's not your prerogative. It is a democracy. There is a laid down rule, law, and order how things should go. There are things you delved in. There are things you do not touch because it's not your governing territory. So these are things that are going on. You don't wake up one morning and say, for instance, in case you have not seen it, one of the Nigerian senators in the southeast, okay, some people went to his house to eat rice. He fed people, which is a good thing on charity. But in doing that, he took a full-grown man, a man of about in his early 20s or late 20s, as the case may be, and took a razor blade or shaver and was cutting his hair in front of where others are, disgracing the young man. Why? Because he feels he does not like the style of the young man's haircut. Excuse me, it's if you don't want to give him food, send him away. Now hunger they cause all these things. Now hunger, nothing more, nothing less. Now hunger they cause all these things. Now hunger. Such a young man in the UK, in the US, would have been done with school. If he's going to school, if he's doing an apprenticeship program, would have been very, very, independent at that state, and the way the country is wired and the way things go. Will be independent, looking after himself, so maybe married, not even bothering. Go and check how they go to school over there. By 18, the child is in university. By 21, he's a graduate. And as soon as you finish, there are jobs waiting for you. You don't understand it. There are jobs. Unless you are lazy, you don't want to work. Even if you don't want to follow what you studied in, there are career paths. There are what's it called now? What's it called? There are courses you can do, professional courses, and you start working. If you are diligent and you have a focus, by 23 you should buy your house. You heard me. That's why you see them 22, 23, they are married. By 30, they finish giving birth to their children. They're living their life, and you think that they're not the one that gave birth to the children. Why am I saying this? It is because of the way this country, poverty, they have used this as a tool against the people. Leave us a comment. Bye for now.